plus 1. And then you're going to go where? Maintenance. So you have 3 options: quality control, clean, and calibrate. Calibrate is only done if the analyzer makes you calibrate it. Have you ever had to do that? If you do have to calibrate it, you're going to need your calibration slide, which is in this pink bubble wrap package. And you need to make sure it's not expired. So if I come in here, this one's good till next year, and this one's good till next year. So you have 2. Calibration means something's off with the optics, and so maybe you clean it and then run this little, just a little optical slide. You're going to follow the on-screen instructions or call customer support.
Okay.
So we'll only do that if it asks us. We're going to quality control and clean it, but we'll do cleaning first. Okay. So if you click on clean, this says gather your materials. You got your gloves. You want to use the cleaning supplies that come from idexx. Remember, they're free, so you can order more. And those are in here. So you're going to get your alcohol prep pads, and then leave them right there, or your optical tissues. I'll need some more pads. And the reason you want to use ours is the optical tissues don't leave residue, and the alcohol prep pads don't have sodium bicarbonate, which some of the alcohol prep pads have as a preservative.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you use ones that don't have that, you can use it.
Okay.
So you don't leave crystals on the lens.
I remembered when you showed us the last time that there was ways to walk you through it, and I was trying to find them, and I couldn't find them.
You started that day, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I was doing strictly reception then, and I was like
that's
answering
right.
calls the whole time and
Yeah.
everything, so.
So we're going to click next on here. And it's going to give you a tutorial. So we're going to open the side door. So it's just hinged. And what's nice is if you don't have enough room, you could just take this right off.
Oh, okay.
And it just snaps back into place. It's magnetic. Okay? So you open the side door, click next. So to remove the carousel, you're going to push up on the green arrow. That's okay, I wasn't done right. Push up on the green arrow until it clicks to the top of this little magnetically held in place. Remove the carousel with the green handle.
Now, she told me too when I was walking through that if it doesn't magnet up to the top, to just push that top bar to the back. Because that was the problem when I cleaned
because
it.
something was stuck in there?
Yeah, and so it was like a bar on the top, and I literally just pushed it to the back, and then it was fine. That's okay to do.
Usually
if
it
for some
won't happen
reason.
if you're cleaning it proactively.
Okay.
That usually happens when something in there gets stuck or you shut it off in the middle of a run.
Okay.
So that might have been why, because you had something.
Yeah,
going on.
because it didn't run
But
properly.
yeah, you can do that as well.
Okay.
But you shouldn't have to if you do it this way. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to get an alcohol prep pad. Hello. What'd you bring us? And first you're going to clean that little white reference. What that does, that compares the color of the slide turns. It's a colorimetric system. It compares it to white. So you want to make sure it's nice and clean.
Okay. And
you're going to want to dry it with an optical tissue. If you did see flake or buildup anywhere else, you could wipe that down, but it doesn't look like it, so we're just going to clean the actual optical slide.
You also
And then with another alcohol prep pad, you're going to clean the racetrack or the what do they call it? Incubator ring in a counterclockwise direction. I usually wipe it 3 times, and then I take a look, and if my alcohol prep pad is dirty, I get another one, or I flip it over and do it again. Okay. So you're going to clean the incubator ring, including the window there, the camera. Just counterclockwise.
Oh, it was a little dirty.
All right, so I
Should
get
I do
another
it
one or
again?
flip it over, either way, and do it again 3 times. Okay, and then you're going to dry that with a idexx tissue. Don't use dryer sheets. It doesn't matter, that's fine. Don't use dryer sheets. I know they look like dryer sheets, but you're just kind of drying it with that.
We're all visual people here.
I know.
This is easier than written.
3 times as well.
Yep. Okay. And then you click next. And you put everything back. And that, if it doesn't sit flush, you can kind of gently spin it, and then it'll fall into place. place? I believe so. Yep, and then you pull the lid down. I always forget that part. Make sure you don't forget. And snap it. And then close your door. And then when you click done, it's going to do a little cycle, initiation cycle. And then as long as you cleaned it successfully and put everything back, you're going to get the success message. Okay. Then we're going to actually run the quality control. Have you guys ever run quality control on it?
I haven't.
I know it's been done, but.
So quality control, I brought my own only because it takes an hour and 45 minutes to reconstitute. So what you'll do in your freezer, I'll show you where it's at. Right over here. So your quality control is called Vetrol. So it comes in a box of 4 sets. So what you would do is you get out 1 vial of purple and 1 vial of white. So one's the powder, one's the fluid. And then your quality control clips, which I think are back here. We're gonna get your quality control clips, and then I recommend running it with electrolytes clip if you run electrolytes in house. Do you?
A lot, yeah.
Okay. Now, if we were doing this from these today, they would have to thaw for an hour. So what you can do is you can take them out the morning that you know you're going to clean or something. Okay. They thaw for an hour, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take 3 cc's or 3 mLs out of the 5 ml bottle once it thaws. You're going to mix it first. You're going to take a 3 cc syringe without the needle. You're going to pull up 3 cc's. There's will be 2 left over. Don't ask me why. Then you're going to take the top off of this, and you're going to put that 3 cc's of fluid into the ball of powder. Make sure the powder, if it's on the top, just tap it, and then it falls into the fluid. And then you're going to mix it really well, and then you're going to let that sit for 45 minutes before you run it. Every 10 minutes I come over and kind of give it a nice shake to make sure, like gentle shake, not a shake. There'll be a lot of bubbles in there, but you're just going to make sure that that falls to the bottom. Then in 45 minutes you're going to take 300 microliters of this and put it into one of your sample cups. So you can, this is your 300 microliter pipette. So you'll take 300 microliters out of there with the blue pipette tip. Put that into your sample cup. Your sample cups. Oh, and then you'll put that into here, and then that will be your sample that you run. Okay? Yay, good job. So I want you to run quality control. So from the same menu, you're going to choose the lot number on the amber vial. So that would be this vial here, but we're using the one that I brought. Unless you want to wait an hour and 45 minutes. And so if it's not there or it's grayed out, then it's expired. So if you look for the lot number on that, it should be on the right-hand side of the label. Do you use the pad of your finger? No, I kind of use like the tip. Use the pad of your finger. It's the old one used to be a tip, and if not, you could. The electrical current's not going through the glove. And you're going to choose Run QC. Okay. Now remember everything I told you about this, right? It's right here. So if you click instructions, it tells you. Oh. So warm for 60 minutes. Next. Invert the diluent, do not shake, gently tap the vial on the counter to make sure you've got all the powder in the bottom. Transfer exactly 3 mLs exactly. Into the control vial, it says volumetric pipette, that's what a syringe is if you want to use that. And then discard the remaining diluent, so you throw away the rest of the white top. Replace the stopper, reconstitute for 45 minutes. Occasionally invert the vial, don't shake. So, if you forgot everything, it's right there. Okay. And when you click finish, you could click next and you could clean it right here, but we've already cleaned it. But you could do it all here at the same time. Okay? But since we haven't, we're going to click next, and this is going to tell you what to do. So you're going to make sure that you have your pipette tips. So it looks like we need 2 pipette tips.
How often is quality control? Once a month?
Once a month. And I already took the one out that had the blood in it. So.
I don't think we've done it since
Now,
she taught us
that's why
the last time. I don't think we've done it since you showed us how to do it
a lot
the
of places
last
do that.
time.
Like, I go back and I'm like, last time you did it, I was there. So what you're going to do is, when you first reconstitute this, there's going to be a lot of bubbles in it. So you're going to make sure you get down below the bubbles with your volumetric pipette. So make sure there's no air bubbles in the cup, because air bubbles are bad. It'll siphon up an air bubble, and then you won't get a result for that. Oh, take off the very top side. Goes there, and then your slides go here. And which slide goes on first, the QC or the lights? Lights. Very good. Lights go on first.
Yes, we do.
Lights on first. If you run out of quality control clips, you can use a chemistry clip, but they're more expensive, so you might as well just keep the quality control ones on hand.
Okay.
You use a 10, you said, or
Hmm?
what do you use instead if you don't have a quality control?
Chem 10, Chem 15, Chem 17. It's just testing all of the.
Oh.
This one here tests all the wavelengths of light. That's why you only have 6 slides. But if you run a regular one, you know you're testing it. So I usually do Chem 17 to make sure I've got everything there if I'm going to have to do it anyways. All right, so then gently close the sample drawer so it doesn't fly around, and then press start. Start on there. And you can put done on there. So that's going to take the same amount of time that it takes to run a chemistry, so about 8 minutes. But then you always want to look at the results. They don't print out. So what you'll do is you'll see at the top here when it's done, it'll say Vetrol. You'll click on Vetrol and you make sure everything's in range. If it's not in range, you want to call customer support, because more often than not, it's either these are almost expired, your Vetrol didn't sit long enough. It's usually not the analyzer. But we want to make sure. So call customer support. They can walk you through the next steps of what to do about that. Like this is a little old, so it may be a little off. And if it is, we'll redo it with your stuff. Or I'll let you guys redo it. Okay? So that's all you need to do for that. So you can take off your gloves. We'll check those results in a few minutes. Now, do you clean weekly?
We should be.
You should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to clean it, you want to know how to clean it?
Sure.
Okay. So you're going to power it down. You're going to hold it for about 4 seconds. Still shuts off this button on the back. Then you unplug both the power cord and the internet cord. And then you're going to open this with either a flathead screwdriver or a dime. Do you have either of those?
Yeah, it's in the perfecto.
So it's just a quarter turn to the left. They're just hinges and not really screws. And then this comes off. And what you would do is you clean any blood that you see on here with alcohol prep pad, or you could even use alcohol and a Q-tip if you need to get in there. It doesn't matter for this one.
Okay.
I don't see any blood, but you usually would see it on this white one here. And then if you're cleaning the inside here, you're going to clean either with that Q-tip and alcohol or an alcohol prep pad. These 3 white image reflector tiles, you'll see buildup of blood along here. You're going to clean this black area and then the silver bar. So that is where all you see the blood spatter. Okay? Don't clean the batteries or the electronic components. These white reflector tiles reflect the image. Yeah, usually you'll see blood build up along there. Then as long as you use alcohol, it dries really quick. You can just, and it's a hinge. Hold it down while you tighten it, because if it's not tight and it wiggles, it won't snap the next test. Then you're going to come here and test it, make sure it doesn't wiggle.
Okay.
Then you can power it back up, plug it back in, and you're good to go for a week. And you can usually tell, you can look in there, and if you see blood build up on that white reflector tile, you know it's time to clean it. Okay? That rebooting also does that. It makes that camera kind of reconnect if it sat for too long and got disconnected, which I think might be the problem, because everything in there looks okay.
Okay.
But we'll try this one and see. Now, when you're filling these, how are you putting your blood sample in, or your sample in there? You're using the little cup that comes with the kit.
Yeah.
And
And, then
then-
we just pour it in. From the little test. Like after I've mixed the blue and the blood.
Yeah, where do you,
just
the
mix
blue
it a
and the
little
blood,
bit
how do you get the blood into here?
with the Little pipette that things. it comes
Perfect.
with in the
Great.
packet.
Yeah, you don't want to use a syringe because it might not have the same hole size as that. And hold your pipette up and down.
Mhm.
Hold your blue reagent up and down so that it's a full drop size. You mix it a few times? Yep, perfect. And then when you put it in there, if you get it inside there and not all around the edges, you're going to get a better sample flow.
Okay.
So kind of make it as clean as possible when you get it in there. If it goes everywhere, you're going to get less sample that flows through.
Okay.
Okay? Don't snap it. You put it into there and it should take care of itself. I noticed you had a lot here that were kind of sitting there. Were those not run? Were they run manually without?
They were run manually because it kept saying that it was invalid, so we just did it the old-fashioned
What you
way.
could do here, if you ran it manually and you want your results to go into your software,
Mhm.
I could take, do you know if any of these were negative or positive?
They were all negative.
So I could take Lola, I could choose run, and I could just choose, what do we run on Lola?
Just a couple.
Heartland. So I can choose, instead of using the analyzer, I can choose the 40x. Is that what you did, 40x? Or Heartland?
Yeah, it should be that one.
It's a heartworm, Ehrlichia, Unpleasant as the 4 dots.
Yes.
Yeah. So here, I could use this as a timer, or what I can do is I can just come in and put the results.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So I can enter my results, and then I'll say you said it was negative. You can put comments in there and click OK. That gets rid of it over here and puts it into your software.
Okay,
Okay.
nice.
Otherwise, you can just delete them, but then your results won't be there. So I would
Right.
kind of go through these when you have time, and you can put in all of your results, or you can just delete them.
Why was the snap device saying
It was,
something?
I think the camera got disconnected. It got a bunch of invalid snap error, and that's usually because what it can't do is it can't scan that barcode, so it doesn't see a snap in there.
Okay.
And again, more often than not, it's because it hasn't been rebooted in a while. But that's new, so it should have been not an
Yeah.
issue. So it must have just got disconnected somehow.
If
Okay.
that happens, call us, I'll go thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna give you credit. He'll give you credit if you need to for anything. I'm sure she may have already called, but I'm gonna run this one and see if it snaps this one. So we do test patient. Because if it gives me a problem now, I'll just call support. Okay.